fat horse stick. Interested?
You see an anthropomorphic white-tailed deer, standing about 5 feet 4 inches and weighing a good 185 pounds from the spring until early December. He has a nice 6-point antler rack. He's been known to impale a squirrel or two on them.
Sorry, but I completely disregard this chapter and all the implications that went with it. As far as Sasusaku are concerned, I'll talk to Saradas if they're interested. But I will not ever consider the idea that Sakura and Sasuke somehow managed to conceive a child.
Flops. Flops harder.
Chuckled. Perhaps you'd like a cream pie for dessert.
Unlike most anthro deer, he doesn't have hooves. He has hands and feet. The deer is usually seen wearing a red t-shirt and blue jeans.
My sack is grandiose.
Flops on a couch, sprawling out and yawning.
Looking to build my army, harem of beautiful anime women.
The deer likes to be torn apart by lots of hungry preds. If the deer bleeds, it will attract more predators. It's up to you whether to play them or not, or have them wait until you're done. He prefers more preds because it takes him less time to reform after being eaten. Leave no meat uneaten.
Human bitch waiting in the pet shop, locked in a bitch suit, with a ring gag in her mouth, and thick knotted tail plug in her ass, waiting to find a new anthro owner, or to be taken to the kennel and breed with the dogs. Anyone want to own a cute obedient bitch? Training her to please you and your feral pets?
Look, it's no secret I love skunks, so just come to me you lovely creatures.
But try sucking his hand in instead. Uh-oh.
After the deer is eaten, a reform timer is implemented. The deer will reform after time has elapsed. The time it takes for him to reform depends on the number of breads eating him.
Egg impregnant. Egg impregnant me to formally egg. Keep stuff warm. Keep food or other thing in my pussy.
Yawns and stretches, letting out a noisy wet fart as she does so.
Hey, let's fuck their new piece on me. Sounds fun, right?
I'm gonna go balls deep in your ass. That's right, all 6 inches.
Grumbled again, huffing, and then trudged over to a fairly large amount of newspapers scattered across the floor. She then squatted down on it, spreading her legs far apart, and proceeded taking gigantic, foul mound of shit. Vicky growled in pleasure, her hands spread out, digging into the paper.
Bit her lip. Oh, there will be plenty of fresh stool for sure. Vicky lifted her tail and began pissing everywhere. Hot, yellow urine spewed from her musky womanhood. Vicky violently began bashing her head into the wall, creating noticeable damage, seeing how insane this canine monster is. She bashed her face into the floor and flattened her tits against the floor, reaching for a clump of her shit and smeared it all over the both of them.
Felt the mess brush against his tongue before pushing roughly into his open, awaiting mouth. It completely bypassed his teeth, sliding against his tongue as it descended into his throat. He loafed, choking his airways for a moment as he began to swallow roughly, throat stretching and working its muscles as he swallowed. The mess easily filled his mouth. However, he continued to press his face and head against the fleshy cheeks, locking his mouth against that tailhole as it fed him. All the while, he continued to massage the meaty balls that hung below.
Didn't often get such royal treatment, and shifted to lean back some, putting a bit of weight on his face as he choked down her shit. The shark stirred was stiff and wide, but soon enough gave way to a muddier log or two, broken up by a few noisy clenches of that pretty pucker of hers. Hey, you're pretty useful, she told him, as she glanced to the other two.
Regarding scat, I don't mind disposal / post-vor scat. However, if you do decide to nomf me with the intent of post-vor disposal, please be aware that you'll be shitting between 5x, 10x more shit than you usually do when nomming ordinary prey.